Jessica here, back with another video. I know it's been a while. I gotta update you guys on a lot of things. As you can see in the title, today I'll be talking about my pregnancy story. You guys may not know, but I do have a 6-month-old. Go and get him. Bubba. What's up, Papa? Say hey, everyone. Yeah, say hi. Say hi. What are you looking for? Say hi. Say hi. Look right there. Look. Yeah, say hi. He's gonna stay here for a little bit. So for my 39-week ultrasound, I went to the doctor, obviously, and what happened was they did the ultrasound and I noticed they were taking a little bit longer than usual. From 7 months, they found out I had gestational diabetes, but anyways, that's another story we can talk about in a different video. Okay, they did the ultrasound and then I saw they were taking long, and then she's like, usually she just gives me pictures and then she's like, okay, blah blah blah, we'll see you next week or whatever. It was my 39th, so that was the last one. So then she's like, I'm gonna bring in the doctor, just give me a second. So I'm like, all right, whatever. I didn't think anything of it. I thought maybe this is what they did because it's the last ultrasound, whatever. What are you looking at? So then I was just there waiting, whatever, and then the doctor comes in and he comes in with a paper, and I'm like, what's going on? And he's like, he shows me the paper, and it's like a scale and it's like little dots of my progress and how he's growing and stuff like that. So they're like, oh, what do you see in on the between these last two dots? And I said, well, the last dot is lower than the one before that one. And he said, okay, this is a record of your ultrasound, and what was it? Honestly, I was so nervous I couldn't even, I wasn't comprehending. I was just like, okay, this is gonna happen. So it basically, he started losing weight, like he was getting smaller. And I'm like, okay, well, they were like, you're gonna have a baby, that's what the doctor said. And I was like, yeah, I'm gonna have a baby. I'm thinking he's being sarcastic, but no, he wasn't being sarcastic. He was like, no, you're gonna have a baby today. And I was like, oh, today. Okay, and that's when it got all real. Anyways, so right there I called his dad, I called my mom. His dad was working, I believe like an hour and a half away, and my mom obviously whatever. So I'm like, I can't leave. Can I leave? Like, can I go get my bag? I haven't ate since lunch, whatever. They're like, nope, we're walking you right over to labor and delivery or whatever it's called. I forgot what the hell it's called. And I'm like, great. So whatever, the nurse walks me over and she's like, you're gonna be fine, blah blah blah. Anyways, so then I call his dad. His dad was like, all right, well, this just getting started. I get out of work in like an hour, so just call me and let me know everything's good. That way I know if I have to leave or not, whatever. I called my mom and she was like, I'm leaving work right now. She left literally the moment I called. So that was around 4 p.m. that I got to the triage. Right away they made me undress. What do you want? It's like, anyways, where was I with my video? Okay, they took me to the triage, and then whatever, I got undressed. They did urine sample, and then right away they put those things where they monitor the baby's heart, whatever. By the time it's already 5 o'clock, and my mom still hasn't got there, but she was getting my stuff ready. the nurse was so nice. She was like, do you need to eat? Have you ate? And I told her, because they know I had gestational diabetes. I'm like, no, I haven't ate, whatever. But I hate hospital food. Like, I hate it. I don't know how people can eat it. I was getting induced, obviously. The reason that he was losing weight was my placenta was like stopped working, basically, because I guess I changed doctors when I was like maybe 4 or 5 months, and the doctor before, he obviously gave me the wrong due date, and I obviously just gave it to them, to the new doctor, and they just went with that. But whatever. So thank God it wasn't too much of a risk or whatever. Yeah. So they to induce you. They start with inserting this little a little pill in your, you know, cooter, and that starts the process, whatever. Once that happens, that gets your contractions going. So I'm like, okay, cool. I was like, I'm gonna try my best to go as long as I can without epidural. By this time, my mom's already here. That was at 6. My mom and my sisters. So whatever, I'm there, I'm all nervous. Dad still isn't here yet, but I was like, it's cool, like, we're not in a rush. And we were in this tiny room, and I was already like, I hate when there's a million people and a million things going on. At 7 is when I started getting contractions. I was dilated like 3 centimeters. By 8 o'clock, I was dilated. By 7, I started dilating because I got it at 6. I'm over here arguing with my sister. So by 8 o'clock, I was 3 centimeters. I think, yeah, something like that. Anyways, all I know is that from 7 to 9, right? To like 9, I went from 3 to like 6 or 7. Yeah. I went from 3 to 6 in those 2 or 3 hours or whatever. They're like, okay, we can put you in the triage now. You're like dilated enough or whatever. And they were like, we're just gonna wait one more thing for your water to break. And my water, so I was there. I was in pain. I wasn't getting no epidural. By that time, it was already 9. Dad was already there. 10 something. I was 7 centimeters. I was 7 centimeters. And then my water broke. The contractions were slow. It felt like there was just a fist on my cervix. Like, sidebar, because I almost forgot. So they did something else because I wasn't dilating enough. From 7 to 9, I dilated 3 centimeters. I wasn't dilating enough. Anyways, so they did this little thing where it's like a balloon, but when they insert it into your cervix, it's obviously just like a little plastic. It's not inflated, it's deflated. So they did do that, and then they stick it in your cervix, and then it softens your cervix. And then with a syringe, a big syringe, they fill it up with water. It was like this big. And I'm like, okay. And she was like, if it hurts too bad, we can take it out right away. She was like, if your dilating fat is gonna come out right away also. She inserted it, and she got up from the bed, because obviously she had to sit in front of me. She got up from the bed and it slipped out. Boy, did I scream. Then, right there, like, I was just sitting on the edge of the bed, and I was like, front like this the whole time with the contractions. And Dad was just rubbing my back, and I was like holding his hips, because obviously he was like at my level. So I'm there like, oh my God, Lord Jesus. And I started cursing and everything. They took me to the delivery room, I want to say between 11:30 and 11:45. I want to say 11:30. They took me in a wheelchair, obviously. And when I tell you contractions feel like, I mean, honestly, I really thought it was going to be way freaking worse. Look at him laughing. It's funny. It's funny. Yeah, it's not funny. Come here. So, he's back again. He wanted his mama. Hey. So, whatever. They laid me down, and then they obviously sat me up, like sat my feet up, like bent, whatever on those things. I don't know what they're called. My doctor still hasn't got here, and I'm looking at Edgar, and I'm like, they need to get me the epidural right now. Like, this is bad. I cannot do this any longer. I was 8 centimeters dilated by then. It was to a point where my heart was stopping, because when I'm in pain, I always like close up. Like, I just stopped breathing. Like, I kept doing that and pushing. And the doctor, the one nurse, she was telling me, don't push. And the other nurse would look at me and she's like, just push, just push, just push. So I just was pushing little by little, little by little. So I'm like, first, it was funny. What do you want? What do you want? Say bye-bye. So they were making fun of me because at first I was praying and all this stuff, and then I started cursing. I wasn't cursing nobody. I was very good. I was very nice to everyone. The only one time my mom was pushing my back and she was telling me to breathe, and I was like, okay, Mom, I'm breathing. I'm breathing. Just shh. She was trying to coach me with the breathing, but I was fine. They turned me back over. I was laying like this. They turned me back over, and they're like, let me check you. You're 10 centimeters. Start pushing. And I was like, I went 2 centimeters up in like, I would say 20 minutes. Because I was pushing. I started pushing like at 11:50. I'm being greedy. Home. I only pushed 4 times. The first push, I was screaming. I was going like that. They were like, don't scream, don't scream. Just push. Chin and chest, chin and chest. I'm like, it took me 4. No epidural. He didn't make it on time. He made it while I was already pushing. My actual doctor didn't make it either. The only person that was there was Daddy, which is Edgar, my sister, and my mother. Godmother was not there on time. I only pushed for 5 freaking minutes, and the baby was out. I am going to do it again, and I wouldn't do an epidural until I feel like I need it, but I felt like I needed it, but it wasn't crucial. Advice, a couple of things. Don't have too many people in your room. Another thing is, make sure that your doctor is a good one, because my first doctor wasn't a good one, and that was the reason why basically my baby would have been bigger. He was only born 5 pounds, 11 ounces, 19 inches. Edgar Joel, your T Junior, everybody applaud! Yay! Edgar Joel! I'm trying to grab the chocolate. Another thing I would say is pack your bag 2 months before, no, not 2 months before, a week or 2 before your due date. Get the room ready the week before your due date. Some people do it sooner, but get it ready 2 weeks before or 3 weeks before. But I mean, when you're cleaning it, I cleaned it literally the day before I gave birth, and I didn't know I was going to give birth that day. So, he was born on November 29th, 2018 at 12:12 a.m. And this is my baby. Mama kisses. Mama kisses. Listen to mama. No. He just wants the chocolate. You better like this video, give it a thumbs up, comment down below, share your pregnancy stories, your pregnancy scares, any advice you have for any other preggos out there, and any suggestions on what I should do next. And don't forget to click that bell so you're notified every time I bless you or we upload a video. Say bye-bye. Bye-bye.